Hey guys, I thought I would do a bit of a video on my favourite supplies that I use in my journals and also the journals that I'm using at the moment. I'm just panning you my desk so you can kind of get an idea of like these are probably my favourites because they're the things that are on my desk and they're the things that I can, like reach for and grab when I want to use them. So yeah, my favourites I'd say. I'll just give you a little look. So yeah, let's kind of have a look a little bit more at my favourites. Okay, so let's look at the journals first, and then you can see what this kind of what I'm creating and how and like the supplies that I'm using to create in is probably best. So yeah, it's a little bit of a stack. This is like my current. Hang on. Let's be realistic. My current journals. So this is my traveler's notebook, and in here I have a journal insert. I tend to use these a lot more for ad hoc doodles, ad hoc painting, more of like my Dear Diary style journaling, and for like photos and recording events and travel and memories, that kind of stuff. And then these are probably more of my like that traveler's notebook one I just showed you was 100% for pleasure, 100%. These are more, they're pleasure because I enjoy it, but these I guess are probably more work orientated. So yeah, so this is a A5 traveler's notebook, which was from Love Neen on Etsy, and I'm not really, I've only got the one insert in it at the moment, but I just love the cover, and I think sometimes when you're creating you need to surround yourself with the things that bring you joy and inspire you, like colours and things. So this is an insert from Hobbycraft. I bought them, there was a pack of 5 which I believe were £5, and the paper in them is it's not sketchbook paper, but it's not watercolor. It's kind of somewhere in between, but it takes watercolor really well. This was a little watercolor that I did while sitting on the beach. There was a little seagull who came over and said hello, and he was eyeing up my stuff, and then the little what's it, or not necessarily him, I don't know if it was him that was the culprit. One of them, I was eating my lunch, one of them landed on my head and swooped down and stole the lunch right out of my hand. There we go, there's my little anecdote for you. So yeah, it takes watercolour like really well, and I truly really love it. It's a cheapy little insert. You can either just take it as you go like that, it's like an exercise book size, or you could put it in like a cover. And I super love it. Cheap, quick, easy, quick. Why is it quick? Cheap, nice, love it. This I bought this in a sale at from Paper Chase. It's a chunky beast, as you can see, A5 size of this like gorgeous owl pattern on. I've hardly used it, if I'm honest, but I have used it. This was where I did this is why I was testing out some ideas for the May Brimbles box, and then I drew the doodles for the May Brimbles box in here. Yeah, you will, if you had the May box or you saw some of the May stuff, you'll recognise my cacti. And there's my mermaids. You can see some of the pencil lines still on there. I tend to draw in pencil first, get it really rough, and then I will outline it in a black pen and then rub it out. And so yeah, there's my mermaids. These were for the June box. Seriously, it was late at night, I don't know what went wrong with that, just no. And then this wonky head shape, which I never really recovered from. She's got no arms, weird. So yeah, this isn't a journal flip through video, so I don't really know why I'm showing you, but anyway, yeah, it is. So it's got a thin sketchbook paper, but it's really nice for doing like just black and white line drawings. I'm pretty sure this would take pro markers or Copic markers really well, the paper, but obviously they would bleed through like I don't know what, so you'd need like a piece of paper in between to stop the bleed through going on to the next page through. But yeah, love this, love the paper quality. It's just quite heavy, if I'm perfectly honest. So if I'm like, I don't tend to tote this around the house much, it tends to just sit on my desk. But yeah, I do really like it. I like the way it feels in your hand. I'm very much a tactile person, so I very much go for what feels right to me, and if it feels good in my hands, then it makes me kind of want to use it, you know. So this is the Leuchtturm. I never know you know how to pronounce it. The Leuchtturm, and it's in a beautiful teal colour, which I love. Bought it for the colour. This, it's got two, I think it's two, yeah, it was 200 GSM paper in it, pure white sketchbook. Yeah, it takes alcohol markers well, but they do bleed through. Alcohol markers like pro markers and Copic markers, they bleed through anything, so you know, you just have to kind of like go with that. Yeah, so I do like a lot of, this is watercolor. You know, it took the watercolor, but not the desired effect. So you know, but you gotta practice. You never know how it's gonna go. You know. Yeah, so really nice. See, I didn't put a piece of paper in between, so the pro marker just bled straight through onto that page. Yes, so really love the paper on this. It's again like the Paper Chase one. It's really good for your black and white line drawings, like any line drawings and any marker work that you want to do, but steer the hell away from wet media because it's not really, no. This is my new to me, new to the shop, Jane Davenport journal. This is watercolor paper inside, and it is lovely. It's quite toothy, so if you prefer your watercolor paper smooth, then it's not for you. But yeah, it's quite toothy, but I'm really loving it. This is some lavender. Our garden is just absolutely like an abundance of lavender at the moment, and it's just full of bees, and it's just like it's basically like a hive of activity. And so I just wanted to do like a watercolor thing that kind of represented all the lavender, but like all the activity going on around it with all the bees and butterflies. And I shared this on on an Instagram story, and because obviously Instagram stories, they drop off, don't they? So I did post this in the Mrs. Brimble's Facebook group. I decided to try and do a Jane Davenport inspired face because I'm using a Jane Davenport journal, and man, oh man, copying someone else's work is actually really hard. I really struggled to try and copy one of her faces, so it's not the best or anything, but I tried, you know. So the moral of this is stick to what I know and do my own work and not copy someone else's. But there we go. Yeah, so absolutely loving this journal. Absolutely gorgeous, divine. And then my other love is the Dilutions journal. Oh, got it stuck. I just love that page. The Dilutions journal. I haven't put anything in here yet. It's got this like pocket envelope you can put stuff in. I haven't like decorated any of the covers or anything. I may never do, who knows, but I haven't done anything with the first page either. I should do really. This I did share on my blog post, but yeah, the paper in here, it's like a manila colour, so I don't dig it for like black and white sketches that I need to turn into like products or anything. And it's basically, I don't know what GSM it is, but it's basically like card, and it's sewn in. And yeah, I really enjoy it for all the wet media stuff. It's my journal loves. What else? I've got my pencil case. I've done a what's in my pencil case video, so you can, I will spare you that. You can go and check that out. Those are all my loves because they're in my pencil case. What else is on my desk? Always have a pack of baby wipes or some kitchen towel on hand, because you never know when you're going to muck up. Oh yeah, to the left of me, clowns to the right of me, jokers to the left. Here I am. My all-time favourite watercolours. Not that I have tried any other watercolours, if I'm perfectly honest. But these are my faves. These are the Winsor & Newton's big palette. They've been used a lot and loved a lot. Sticky. Yep, so I use my watercolours a lot, guys. I love those. What else? My Prismacolors. Now, I bought these ages ago. I bought the 72 set because I was happy to, I'd been coveting Prismacolors on Amazon for like ages. And I was like, seriously, I was looking at them like every day, hoping for a sale or a price drop or something. And one day there was. And I bought the 72 pack. Now this will make you die. I bought the 72 pack for 30 quid. And oh my gosh, one of those purchases that even £30 at the time I couldn't really afford. But I did it and love them. I wasn't sure because like everyone was like waxing lyrical about these pencils, and I was like, seriously, what's the buzz about the pencils? But they are beautiful. They are oily and waxy, and they're so beautiful and smooth, and they blend so nicely. They are amazing, guys, absolutely amazing. And so I love them. I love using them for shading, and sometimes I'll do like standalone artwork with them, and other times I'll just use them for shading. I did have a Prismacolor pencil sharpener, but I don't know where it's gone. This pencil sharpener I bought the other day from Staples. I needed a new pencil sharpener, so I went in and got a pencil sharpener. Who knows what it's like? It's a Derwent one, so I thought it might be fairly good. It was on buy one get one free, so I bought 2 of them, but I'm yet to use it. So those. Else on my desk, got my cup with my brushes in. Yeah, I have been doing some painting. I'm pretty bad at cleaning my brushes. I've got my pro markers. These are all my pro markers. Different colours. I don't have all the colours. I have the little sheet, and every time I buy one I tick it off. I haven't bought any pro markers for ages because, you know, I've got a lot. I haven't got them all by any means, but I've got a lot, and so I don't really necessarily feel like I need any of the other colours because I probably don't use them enough to warrant having them. But you know, gosh, there's some beautiful colours I haven't got. Just looking at them now, I'm like, oh, I love that colour. I need that colour, but I don't really. That's, you know, that's plenty to be getting along with. There's a random washi tape, which I really love. Constellations. I'm loving the Jane Davenport, the gesso and the matte medium. They are beautiful quality, beautifully silky smooth, so I'm really digging those. Got my distress stains. I love using distress stains because they add like a really quick wash of colour to your page, and they come in a variety of colours, and I just really love those. And so they sit on my desk. What else is on my desk? Oh, my Posca paint pens. I can't live without my Posca paint pens. I love them, and any opportunity to use my paint pens, I am there. I'd love to get some of the fine ones, and I'd love to get some of the big chunky ones. It's just having the money, you know, because art supplies are expensive. But I absolutely love my paint pens. Brushes wise, when it comes to doing acrylic type paint, I tend to just buy whatever. I tend to buy quite cheap brushes for acrylic paint, but when it comes to my watercolor, minus one that's in the paint pot, I do have some nice watercolor brushes. I have the Dale Rowley ones. That's mainly because that's what Hobbycraft sell. Because I don't really have anywhere else to go for brushes. I've only got 12 rounds. What's that one? This one doesn't even say what it is. It's a round. Oh, it's an 8. An 8. So I've got a 1 round 8. I have got 1, 2, plus the one in the water. I've got 3 round 12s. Out of the, I've got 2 of this white one and this yellow one. This is system 3. The yellow one's a system of 3 one, and the white ones are the graduate series. I like them both, but like, I don't know, this one's just sort of chunky and nice. I just like it. The 16 is a long handled, and so I'm not so keen on the long handled. The end of it bugs me a bit, but you know, there we go. And an 18, which, look at that, look at the head on that, guys. Oh. And little tip for you, if you buy really beautiful expensive watercolor brushes, don't use them with your acrylics. They just keep them nice for watercolor. Trust me, believe me, you're going to want to do that. Yeah, so that's it. I do have a couple of other favourites, so let me get those out because they're in the cupboard. Okay, so I'm not getting all my paints out because I've got a lot of paints. Well, I have a lot of paints, but not compared to... I think I've got a lot of paints, but then I look at some people's videos, I'm like, wow, they've got a lot of paints. But the paints that I like are acrylic paints, are the Liquitex Basics ones. They're fairly reasonably priced, and I like them for that. They're good quality paints for the price, which is why I like them. I'm a bit of a skinflint, you know, you've only got so much money to spend on supplies and things, so you want to try and make your money go far. So I do like the Liquitex Basics. I'd like to get some more of the Liquitex colours, to be honest. I also really love the Dilutions acrylic paints. The colours are just so rich and they're just so smooth, and when they're just dry they're just absolutely beautifully smooth. So yeah, I had to get some in for the shop to stock because they are just gorgeous and vibrant. That purple cat I showed you was a Dilutions purple. Oh my gosh, absolutely amazing. I talked about using pencils for shading earlier. I also really love using my, these are the Crayola Portfolio oil pastels. Again, I stock these in the shop because they're like my favourites. I love to use these for shading. Love shading with them, and let me show you that cat. So that's that vibrant purple paint that I was talking about there. And the shading that you can see here and here and here, that's all done with these oil pastels, and they're lovely. They're just so oily and buttery. Not oily, you know what I mean, buttery and soft, and you just apply them and use your warm fingertip to smudge them around, and they're just gorgeous. They are water soluble, so you can use a water paintbrush, but I like getting in there with my fingers. You do get dirty, but you can just feel the movement and where they're sliding around, and so I love them. And very lastly, I have the Winsor & Newton modelling paste. I don't use it all that often, purely because it takes so long to dry. And when it's in a book, if you want to close your book or whatever and work on the next page, but I do really love this stuff. I've had this stuff for ages and it lasts so long. And you can mix it, oh, naughty, it's got paint in it, and you can mix it with paints to colour it as well, and I just love it. I'd like to at some point by Winsor & Newton do other textured pastes. I'd really like to invest in some of their different textured pastes, like they do sand and beads and all that kind of stuff. So one day I'd like to invest in those. But that's it, guys. That's my favourite art supplies that I like to use in my journals. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed having a little look, and thanks for watching. Bye.